So start us up.
We're live.
We should be. We appear to be live. And
I'm going to join from my phone so I can read the comments.
Hi, George.
Hi, everyone. Oh, there are people. Sorry we're late. It was my fault.
No, it's okay.
I was still reading the book.
She finished it, though. It's a miracle.
I finished it, you guys.
Okay, more people filtering in. Let us know, too, as you come in, if our volume is...
Yes.
If we're pretty equal in volume.
Yeah, I can be louder or quieter. Hi, Kent.
Hi, Kent.
Thank you for joining us. Sorry for all of the reschedules and everything. It was my fault.
No, it's not just your fault. It's me too.
It was mainly my fault. But yeah. But it's actually a good thing that we rescheduled because I could actually read the book today.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so you're saying the volume sounds even. Hi, Natalie. I'm good.
Amazing.
How are you?
Hi, Natalie.
All right. So as people start joining, we are discussing this month The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. I read it, I think, a couple weeks ago, so I've started to forget stuff, but Eliza just read it, so she's very fresh. She'll keep us on task.
I read it today. I just finished it like 10 minutes ago, which is why we're a bit late.
She's a
but
fast
yeah,
reader.
It will be fresh in my mind.
Eliza's a fast reader. It took me days.
Yeah. I was telling Beta before the live stream started that like basically my only New Year's resolution was to not read the book club book like in one day, the day of book club, but to like spread it out a little bit and enjoy it more and savor it. And I have failed already in February.
It's always my plan to like spread it out and savor it, but then I sometimes I do it though, and then I forget stuff because I did it too far before book club. That's happened to me a couple times.
Yeah. What happened with me this month was, so I saw this book, The Turn of the Key, in a charity shop, and I was like, oh, like that like name rings a bell. Maybe it's been on the shortlist for one of our book club reads. I was like, oh, maybe not. So then I didn't get it. And then like the next day, then we chose a book and I saw that it was on the shortlist. I was like, oh, great, let's do this book. I'm going to go back to the charity shop, buy the book. And then I went back to the charity shop and the book wasn't there. And then I was like, no, now I have to like buy it from Amazon or something else. Yeah, and then my Kindle broke. And then I just had such a like hassle getting this book, and I felt like everything was against me.
Yeah, you had a lot of bad luck.
We got there eventually.
I listened to the audiobook. It was pretty good. I tend to listen to the audiobook on like I'll fall behind because I started it a little bit too late to finish for our first book club deadline.
Right.
So I was like trying to listen to it on like 2 times speed on audiobook, which is what I do. I'm not a very fast reader.
But, yeah, I think I like need to get into some audiobooks because it would be nice to have something to listen to, like when you're doing the dishes and stuff like that.
I like when I'm doing chores, I'll listen to my little audiobook.
Yeah.
It's nice.
So, yeah, and I get car sick, so I don't really read on the bus or anything, but I could listen on the bus.
And you have good headphones, so you need audiobooks.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
All right, I'm gonna put in a poll.
Yes. Oh, JH just finished this day too. We'll be fresh in our minds.
Curious how many people we have that actually read the book who are with us. If you didn't read the book, you're so welcome to hang out with us. It's just know that there's spoilers in the review or in the discussion. And we have at least 2 people that read the book. I think Eliza answered the poll.
One of them is me.
We know JH read it, and I know Kent read it. So at least some of us have read it.
Yeah.
So a reminder for those of you that have read it a while ago and forgot the characters' names, we have our main character is Rowan or Rachel. Rowan, aka Rachel, but I think for
Yes.
most of the book we know her as Rowan. And then the
Yeah.
other main characters are like Maddie, which is the 8-year-old girl, Ellie, who's the 5-year-old girl, Petra, who is the baby, and I have words
Yeah.
about Petra. I have things to
Yes.
say. Jack, who is like the handyman guy, and then
Rhiannon is the teenage daughter.
yeah, Sandra is the mother and wife. Bill is the father. I think that covers the main characters.
Yeah.
All right. So we had 4 people that read the book. That's a big number. Good job, guys. Yay. Thank you. So Eliza, did it remind you of a book that we have read previously by any chance?
It was definitely inspired or like a spin-off of The Turn of the Screw,
Yeah, it's like a
which
modern take, maybe.
yeah, which I really enjoyed. And I
I kind of
mean, and
did
like clearly
too.
like even in the title, because it's called The Turn of the Key, and I was like,
Mhm.
hmm. Yeah, and I enjoyed it because I felt like I thought that it was gonna be just like I thought that it was gonna be I thought that it was gonna be a ghost story, and
I
then
thought
it
so
wasn't.
too. I did too. And it kind of like that's one thing that throughout a lot of the book, I was like, I don't know if this is a ghost story or if this is a domestic thriller, and I really want to know what it
Yeah,
is. Because
yeah,
I couldn't predict what was going to happen because I didn't know the genre really.
yeah,
Um,
exactly. Did you like that or not?
I kind of liked it. I didn't mind it. Just also because we had read The Turn of the Screw previously,
Yes.
and it was so like, she did use that as a lot of inspiration purposefully.
Yeah.
So I was just like, is it going to be a ghost story like that, or is this more of like a
Yeah,
modern?
definitely. And even like some of it was like the Haunting of Hill House one as well.
Yeah,
Like they said some things about like the house being bad or like there being like some sickness in the
yeah.
house.
She was incredibly bothered by the like mix of modern and like old in the
Old.
house. Like
Yeah.
she was very upset by how they gutted the house and made it so modern in certain
Yeah.
parts and felt like it didn't fit.
Yeah, definitely. I like that because I felt like it subverted my expectations.
Yeah, I agree. I also like that I don't know why I like that it was all girls, like the dog that she was taking care of all
Yeah.
girls. Because I feel like they always do like, oh, there's a creepy little boy and a creepy little girl, and even
Yes.
just that slight
Yeah.
variation I liked.
Yeah, actually, and like because it's always like the boy is the angry, violent one. So just having like a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of feminine rage, like even
Right.
from an 8-year-old was
Mm-hmm.
just nice to see.
I agree. I thought, so you know how like Maddie ran up to her and hugged her during the interview and was like, don't come
Yes.
here. I really thought she was like
Yes.
trying to warn her. I didn't think it
Me
was
too.
malicious. I thought it was just being like,
And
you won't be safe.
yeah, and when she said about like, the ghosts don't want you, I thought, oh, it's the classic, the kids are trying to protect the adults from the ghosts, but they're
Yeah.
also like involved with the ghosts and they're like friends with the ghosts. But then there were no ghosts.
No, and
I'm
that was
sorry,
the
I'm gonna
interesting.
move my camera a little bit because I'm like wonky. There we go. I think that's better. Is that
See,
better?
I thought it looked good first at first. I think it looked good.
There we go. That'll do.
Yeah, that looks pretty straight.
They're like parallel. Yeah.
Yeah. I was looking at the desk to make sure it's like
Yeah. I
level.
need a little meter
You need
stick thing. Yeah, what are they called?
a level.
A level.
A
Is
level.
that what it's called?
Well, I don't know because we don't speak the same language. Yeah, we
Maybe, yeah. Oh yeah,
we
what
just
about the
have different.
Scottish language? What about
We just,
the Scottish dialect in the book? Did you notice any of that?
I did, and it was yeah. It's funny because it made me think of so they have like books written in Scots, like,
Yeah.
and I think it's kind of like a funny thing. Because you know how it's not really, it's like dialectically a separate
Yeah.
language, but not,
Yeah.
I don't
It's a
know, it's not,
dialect.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
thought, I don't know, that made me think of like books written in Scots, which made me think of Train Spotting, which I read when I was a kid. And I had like the hardest time
Uh,
deciphering it because it's very
yeah.
accent driven dialects that it's written
Yeah.
in. So I don't know, just branching out. Um, Ken in the chat brought up the cheating husband,
Yes.
which,
Bill.
yes, Bill was trash. Bill was absolute
Yeah.
trash.
Bill's
Um,
a creep. Yeah, wait, sorry, just to recap, because I did only
yes,
just finish the book.
yeah.
So so Maddie is just trying to drive away all of the so is Maddie just trying to drive away Rowan so that the dad
That's,
doesn't leave?
I kind of felt like it's like because they had to keep all those secrets before with the previous nanny and like saw the
Yeah,
issues it was causing. Maybe it's kind of like that, like trying to drive
yeah.
away Rowan so they don't have this like wedge between the mom and the dad anymore. I was a little confused by
Yeah,
that, or I'd forgotten
and
kind of, I guess.
Ellie said something about like the dad having another family that they left and not wanting the dad to leave them.
Mm, I wonder if was Ellie talking about like Rowan's family, like when Rowan was a child
I guess
and he left
so.
her. Yeah, because I
Or
feel
maybe another family. Like
that's
maybe
what
he's got
did this guy just like impregnate women and then love
yeah, he's just
around
like
and
starting families around the UK.
mhm. I mean he clearly has the money, but he's not paying child support or anything. It doesn't seem like.
Yeah. No.
Um,
Yeah,
what did
and
you oh
sorry,
go ahead.
and so Maddie was trying to no, okay, fine. I think I get it. I still don't get it. Why is Maddie being so mean to her?
Yeah, I does anybody in the comments remember? Because I'm having a hard time remembering. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's just because of that like issue that was between because
Oh,
he slept with Katya, their previous nanny.
yes. So then did the previous nannies get driven away by, well, I guess we
By
don't
the
know if
husband.
the
I
previous
think
nannies got driven away by the husband or by Maddie
maybe both. Maybe
or a bit of both.
yeah. I don't think we really know, but I think the only one we know definitively about is Katya, who was having like a prolonged affair with Bill, if
Yeah.
I remember
And then
correctly.
what happened with Holly? The one that he had like year long, like 2 year long
Oh, was it Holly that he had
affair?
the affair with, not Katya?
He had a like yeah, it was Holly that he had the longest affair with, and then Katia lasted like 2 or 3 weeks or something.
Yeah,
And
you're right.
yeah.
I think Rhiannon drove off Holly. Rhiannon did
Oh
because
yes, sorry.
she
Rhiannon framed
blackmailed her,
her.
didn't she?
Yeah,
Yeah.
made
And
her
with
slap
the
her.
slap. Yeah,
I get it. Okay.
that's right. I
Sorry.
no,
So just a
no,
little
I
recap to
forgot
make sure
too.
I
I
got the
forgot.
book.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
JH's
the dad was
Rhiannon.
a
Yeah,
piece of shit.
he was. How did you feel about the structure of the book? How it was like her after the fact writing to her lawyer or solicitor or whatever?
I didn't like it when I was reading it because
Mm.
whenever it would like flick back to like, make you aware that this was a letter, then I was just like, God, this is such a poorly written letter. Like, I was
There
like,
was a
you can't be
time.
rambling on. You've rambled on for like 100
No,
pages.
this guy's a busy guy. He has a lot of
You're really
clients. He's not gonna
sending this
read.
to your lawyer. Like, this is so embarrassing. You're telling
Yeah.
your lawyer about you sleeping with Jack.
I just think I do you think her letter would have been effective? Because I don't. I think it makes her look crazy.
No. Yes. But I do, yeah. So then I didn't like it when I was reading it, but then finding out at the end that like she hadn't actually sent that letter, it was
Oh, she
just her
didn't?
like, no, she
Oh, that's
didn't.
right. They never sent it, right? They Oh, she
well, what
never
I
sent it.
understood, she never sent it and she kept it and the letter from Ellie hidden in her cell.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what
You're
I
right.
understood.
No, you're totally right. Because
Yeah.
I totally pictured something different, and I thought that they had like kept her letter, the officers,
Yeah,
and that
I
they
feel
had
like
kept
that bit
Ellie's letter,
wasn't.
and she never got it.
Oh,
But no, I
no,
think you're
I don't think
100%
so.
right. No, you're
Because I
right.
think that then what it means is that then, like, when she received Ellie's letter, then she stopped trying to,
Yeah.
like, explain herself. And I think she took the blame for Ellie.
Which would you do that?
I
Like,
don't know because I don't know what would happen to a 5-year-old murderer.
5-year-olds, she's gonna be fine. I'm not taking the blame
Yeah.
for a 5-year-old. Sorry. I don't even like kids like that.
No, like, yeah, like a 5-year-old, I imagine that she'd probably get some like court mandated therapy,
Which she
but I
clearly
think
needs, you
she
know? Like,
clearly needs, but I don't think it would ruin her life like it's
mm-mm.
ruined Rachel's life, Rachel Rowan.
Yeah. And the thing is too, like, by just ignoring it, you're not getting this little girl any help. Her father's still like
Yeah.
a pervert. She still has this unstable family life. Like, she
Yeah,
killed
and
her
she just
sister
pushed
and
her
she has to
sister out
live
the
with that.
window.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So do you think that she like replied to what's the housekeeper's name? Jean?
Oh,
Jean.
is it Jean?
And I think it's Jean. And so, you know, Jean is like, please let me know if there's anything you think we should know.
Mm-mm. No, she didn't
Do
tell
you think
Jean.
do you think she said like, oh, it's all fine, but by the way, your daughter killed your other daughter,
No.
Sandra?
So no, I definitely don't think she told the housekeeper. But my thought too was, are they going to believe her when she has this like weird letter that may or may not have been written by a 5-year-old? Like, because people don't
Oh, that's also true.
like. I have to sneeze. Hang on.
Quick mute. That was good reflexes.
I don't know if I muted myself in time. Did I?
No, yeah, it was excellent.
I have like allergies or something going on.
It's
JH
because the
says
spring is coming.
that must be it. JH asks if we think Jean would keep the secret if she knew about Ellie. Yeah, I think Jean would
I
keep the
think yeah,
secret.
yeah,
I
because
think
I
that their
think Jean
whole deal
loves
was
Ellie,
protecting. Yeah,
yeah, and doesn't care about like Rowan that much.
agreed. They wanted the goal was to protect those girls, I think.
Yeah,
And
and I think probably Rowan didn't say anything also because she feels so guilty about what happened to Maddie, even though like it's not her fault. But
right. But she
she
was
would
like
still
the
feel so
responsible
guilty
adult
about
at
it.
the
Yeah,
time. Yeah.
she should have been in the house. She should have like she was responsible.
Yeah.
So then probably she was like, well, I've let down, like I failed Maddie, but I can at least help Ellie.
Yeah.
My
I agree.
sisters. What did you think of that plot twist?
I I called it from the very beginning. I thought it
Oh,
was,
did you?
yeah, I was like, oh yeah, she's definitely the daughter of this Bill guy that she's, because even in the interview, she's like, Bill's not
You're
here. And
you're
I'm like,
so good. You're so good at like
I've
guessing
read
things.
I've read so many thrillers though, is the thing. Like I didn't predict anything else in the book. I thought it was pretty like
Mm,
surprising, like the series of events that happened, but I definitely like immediately knew Bill was her
did you?
father. Well, because she also wears this necklace that she got as a baby, and her father wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, there's importance to the necklace.
Yeah.
There's importance to her relationship with Bill. Boom, it's her father.
Yeah. Yeah, she was like very eager to see Bill, wasn't she?
Yes. Kent has a
And I was like,
great
I don't know
point.
why you'll be. Yeah, go ahead.
Um, I agree with this so much during the book. He said, I'm not sure about the sideline plot of the poison garden and the secret room near Rachel's room. It just felt like so many red herrings to
Yes.
me, right?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But which I didn't mind. Oh wait, yeah, also like the thing about the purple flower. I'm like,
Oh,
was Jack a good guy or a bad guy? Like I know he was married.
yeah, he was a good guy. He was just unfaithful. Like he wasn't a bad
Okay.
guy.
Yeah.
Um,
But then what happened with the purple flower that they found?
I think the girls put it there and Jack got rid of it.
So, so Maddie put it there.
I think so.
Maddie, the extent to which Maddie is going to get rid of
Right?
these nannies is a bit much
Yeah, because she would have
for
killed
an
her.
8-year-old girl.
Like, killing is not off the
And
table for
yeah,
Maddie.
and because she was trying to put she also put the poison berries in the wine, and then Ellie threw the wine away.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
So
neither of them really
Maddie's trying to
understood
kill.
death.
No, clearly not. Maddie's like trying to kill. Maddie's trying to kill Rowan all the
Yeah.
time.
Mm-hmm. And then that too is another thing that is gonna like help Ellie's case. Be like, she saved me multiple times from her sister who was trying to murder me. Like they clearly don't understand the
Yeah,
like permanent nature of death. Their children,
yeah,
you know, like.
exactly. It's an interesting game for them. It's a weird
Mhm.
thing.
But yeah, what was it
Yeah.
with I thought the
What was
poison
the
garden
poison
was like
garden?
super cool, but it just
Yeah.
didn't tie into the plot as much as I wanted it to. Like it was just a tool
No.
for them to try to kill her, I guess, and like a red herring type of
It was
deal.
just a red herring. Yeah, it was just something to throw us off.
Also, I like how she was super suspicious of Jack because he had like the string from the gate, but she didn't notice when she went back that he had locked it more securely. Because
Well,
what he,
that's what I meant, that I wasn't sure if he was a good guy or a bad guy, because she doesn't mention that he's replaced it with a lock and chain. But then that's what they say later.
yeah, I feel
So
like
did
maybe
she
she
just
just didn't notice. I don't know because, yeah, I don't
But
know.
how could you not know? How do you notice that the string's missing, but you don't notice like a big
Right? Maybe
thing?
he took it
Maybe
off
it
and then
wasn't a
went
big
back and
thing.
replaced it after. I don't know, but
Yeah,
you feel like you wouldn't remove it until you immediately replace it with something else.
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that's why I still have my suspicions about Jack, because I thought that he removed it, and then after, like, when the police were roaming around, then he quickly came and put something on it. But I don't
You
know. This is
know,
that there's no evidence for that in the book. This is just me making
yeah,
villains
I
for
don't
no
think that's
reason.
the direction the book went, but I think I'm pro Jack as a villain. I actually went off the rails for a while and thought that Jack and the husband were doing weird stuff to the nannies, like
Well, I
together.
mean, yeah. Also, like the thing about like the cameras and the constantly being supervised thing, I feel like
Yeah,
that also could have been more of a plot device, because it was just like a
right,
creepy thing going in the background. But I was like, who knows? They're being filmed all the time, and who knows who's watching what? Yeah,
right.
I wouldn't have been surprised if there was some dodgy
Yeah,
dealings going
it
on.
felt, I don't know, it felt almost sex trafficking to me in like a
Yeah,
weird way.
with
Um,
the cameras.
yeah, with the cameras and then also with the nannies being there for a short time and then just disappearing, like leaving. And I know they just like left and we find that out, but I was like, where are they
Yeah.
going? Like,
Oh, interesting. And also, like the other girl who died, like that she's looking
oh,
up.
yeah.
Elsbeth. Her name's Elsbeth, and she like eats the poisonous berries, like by accident. And then her nanny quit just 2 months earlier. And like I feel like there's like something
Yeah,
there.
it's
There
like,
are so many little things.
and that's why part of why it was so hard to determine if this is like a
Yeah,
ghost story or a
yeah,
paranormal type thing, because it's like, okay, the past seems to be repeating itself in a weird way too. So what's going
yeah.
on here? JH had a question. It said, what do you think about Maddie climbing over the roof and through the small window? I have no memory of that scene.
Maddie climbed over the roof, um, through a small window. I don't know either. Is that like when she fell out of?
I don't know. JH,
I'm
when
not
did
sure,
this happen in
JH.
the book? Because I believe you. I just haven't,
Like,
I read it.
of course we believe you, but we don't have the. I read it in like 6 hours. I read it
And
very quickly.
I read it a couple weeks ago, and I don't keep things in my head that long.
Yeah. And Selena says, I wonder why Jack never wrote to her. I wish they would have had some closure between him and Rachel. Yeah, same.
Yeah. Jack is,
Yeah, because Jack is still, because when I first read it, then I was like, oh, I was like, I know, I've seen The Haunting of Bly Manor. I know that this guy is going to be dodgy somehow, because The Haunting of Bly Manor is based on the turn of the screw. And
yeah,
I was like, there's going to be something going on with this man. He's going to be bad. But
I
then I
agree.
was like, oh, actually, it's just really nice to have a man around when you're like scared of ghosts, having someone just across like an adult human that you can talk to is really nice.
Exactly.
Maybe they're going to be best friends.
I wonder how many nannies he like got together with because I feel like she's not the first one. I don't know.
Oh, is that how she got into the attic?
Yeah, that's what Jay is
We're
just saying.
climbing
That's
over
how
the
she got
roof
into the
through the
attic.
small window.
Uh,
This child needs closer supervision.
yeah, she's a very precocious 8-year-old.
Yes. And she shouldn't be going into poisonous gardens and climbing
Mm-mm.
over roofs and like stealing mum's phone to like set up ghostly, creaky footsteps that go off over the speakers at
Right?
night.
Like,
What YouTube video? I love the
oh my
idea of her
God.
like search history being like ghost sounds, but like misspelled because she's only
I
8.
know. So, question for you. It was the mom's phone that was in the attic? Because I was like, whose phone is this? I still couldn't figure.
I think that in the letter that Ellie wrote, then there was something about Maddie stealing her mum's old phone and using it to like make the thing go off. But also, if it's such a smart house, why can't surely you can tell that like the mum's on it
Right, who's
twice?
connected to the network, right? They can definitely see
Yeah,
who's connected to the network. She can't, but the parents,
the parents could. The mum who's definitely checking up is like, "Oh, I'm meant to be away, but it says that my phone is on in the house." That's
right.
weird.
I also find it really, really weird that she immediately left all of her children home alone with this woman a day after she arrived. Like, I
It's
don't
so
care how
scary.
busy you are at work, like, you don't do that, like with
Yeah.
an experienced nanny or not, especially when
No.
you have a creepy house with a poison garden and kids who are
Yeah.
already like behavioral issues.
Yeah. Yeah, literally. So this thing did remind me a little bit about me au pairing. 'Cause I've au paired a few times, and every time I am like, wow, you guys are really just trusting a stranger with your kids. But especially the last family that I lived with, who were a lovely family,
Hmm.
but they were architects and they had a really
Oh my
modern
God.
home, and they had like a security system that I kept like accidentally setting off. And the mum would call me and be like, "Where are you?" And I'd be like, "I'm in the kitchen," and like stuff like that.
Oh my God.
So yeah, it felt a little bit like the technological stuff, because also the house that they had was like stunning and really modern, but had no idea how to work anything. Like everything was this kind of control that I didn't know
That's
how
so
to
funny.
use.
You lived it.
I know. I was like, oh no, this is what could have happened.
That's really, really funny.
Yeah. Ooh. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. Rachel could have simplified things if she carefully revealed to the girls that they were half sisters. Yes.
Right? Like, I don't want your dad. He's my dad too.
Yeah. So this is how bad I am at like guessing where books are going. Because when she was like saying that, how like she really doesn't want to sleep with her dad, and I was like, well, obviously it's because she's a lesbian who's in love with her roommate who's gone to like Vietnam or whatever. I
I
was
thought she
like,
was too, though.
that's the only explanation.
I thought that was a part of it too, that she was like
Yeah, because
a
also,
lesbian and she had like was closeted.
yeah, and I was like, it's not that deep. Like you can tell a 14-year-old girl.
Right? It's like,
Um,
I'm not interested in your father or men.
Ooh, Kent says, oldest child following the footsteps of her father, going out with older men, Rachel's inability to cover her identity. Yeah, Rhiannon is also, all of these kids need closer supervision.
Right?
I don't think Rhiannon should be away at boarding school, going out drinking with older men at 14. It's too young.
Mm-mm. Way too young. I think it also was like another red herring to because by that point we didn't know who had died, right? We didn't find out to the
Yeah.
end that it was Maddie. So I was like, oh, it's probably Rhiannon. And something happens
No,
to her
I
while she's
thought that it
out.
would definitely be Maddie or
Maddie.
Ellie. Maddie
Mm.
or Ellie. I thought that it was going to be Ellie, actually.
I wasn't sure which of them it was gonna be. Uh
Oh yeah, because it does also say something about like when Rhiannon finds out, then it says something about like, I know what you're thinking, that I had a motive. And then I was like, oh, so I guess so maybe it is Rhiannon. Because you had a
mm,
motive for Rhiannon.
yeah. Um, what do you think about Petra the baby?
Um, I don't think that Petra's like Petra, the name, just the name Petra, I don't think fits with the other kids' names. Just that's my first thought.
Yeah, I wondered if Petra was actually adopted for a while. So there was a short period of time where I thought that Petra was actually her daughter and that the couple had adopted them, and that's why she was there.
Oh, and that's why she wanted to be in the
Yeah.
house.
So very briefly, because I immediately was like, no, she's got to be Bill's daughter. But then I was like, no, wait, maybe she's Petra's
Maybe
mom.
she's
And that's,
Petra's mom.
but she also didn't really seem to have a big connection with Petra. And Petra
She
didn't really
didn't
seem
seem
like a real
like
character.
she didn't seem to like kids that much. Like,
No.
I
Mm-mm.
mean, I know we know why, but also she was like she did work as a nanny and she did work at like the preschool or
Yeah.
whatever it was. She didn't seem to like kids very much or to have a lot of patience with them.
Hmm. No, she really didn't. And she just seemed to make really questionable judgment calls with the kids too. Like at the very beginning, when I think which one was it that threw herself down into the road and wouldn't move after the parents left? Was it Maddie or
Ellie
Ellie? She just
and
left her
Maddie was
there.
already yeah. She's like, okay, just
See you
lie on the
later.
street. I'm going inside, locking the door behind me.
I just thought that was kind of funny. Like,
Oh,
I mean, I
yes, and
guess,
also, like, who was stealing this key? Because you know the key that then she loses, and then she like accuses Jack of like hiding it.
yeah, because
That
the kids really
how
couldn't
could
reach that
Maddie have
key.
done that? Because she couldn't reach that. And then when Jean came home and they were locked out, who locked the door? Because Maddie can't reach the panel
Right.
and they can't reach the key. Maybe
Maybe
there are also ghosts.
Maybe because it just seems like there's too many other weird things that can't be explained, like the key, unless they're
Yeah.
all red herrings and it's really like, oh,
And she
she
lost
locked
her
the door on
necklace as
accident.
well. I guess
It was
the
upstairs.
necklace Maddie could have stopped. Oh yes, the
Yeah,
necklace
Maddie took
Maddie.
that. But the
But
key,
the key,
I think she actually just lost the key or it fell or something. And then they played it up in the book as like a red herring to make you suspicious of
yeah,
Jack. I think that was the only purpose of the key to just
yeah,
put suspicion on different characters.
yeah. They're really playing with our emotions.
Um, Selena says, I really thought the baby was going to turn out to be from one of the other nannies and they took her in. That's a really good point. Like, especially like if the wife knows
Yes,
about what her husband's doing and like
yeah.
she's just
I
kind of
also,
ignoring it.
yeah, because I do I imagine that the mum would know or would have some inclination, would have some idea.
Right?
Like, I don't know. But also,
She's
like, she seems like the kind of person who would know,
exactly
but would just like get on with her life because she wouldn't want to upset the
ruin their
family or
perfect
whatever.
life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, yeah, Kent says, what's the IQ of the mother? It seems like she's ignoring the reality of her husband and other things, which it does. I think
yeah,
she's willfully ignorant at this point, especially with her kids and stuff too, and Rhiannon's behavior. And
yeah. And what JH says, that I actually thought the house was evil at one point and messing with the settings.
Yeah,
Same.
I
Yeah.
thought so too.
Yeah. I was like, oh, it's a Hill House situation.
Yeah. I thought that was one interesting part of it, how like it was all these different like, oh, what is this type of thing, and then also the similarities to Turn the Screw. I liked
Yeah.
that because
I did like it. I thought it
it
was
just
cool.
yeah, and I like because it's such a classic book to take like and modernize, and that
Yeah.
we'd read it previously.
Yeah.
It worked out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I liked when I started reading and then I was like, oh, I didn't realize it was like a ghost story. And then I got to the end and I was like, oh, it's not a ghost story.
No.
No. Which was good. So I was like, oh, I guess I don't need to be scared then. For some reason, why is it that it's scarier reading ghost stories, even though I don't believe in ghosts, but like I do believe in murderers, but I'm not as scared of them?
Interesting.
Yeah,
Maybe something says something about your psychology of some sort. I don't know.
maybe. Maybe I feel like overly ambitious that I could like just be up
Yeah,
a,
like
a murder if I had to.
they're on at least on the same physical plane as you.
Yeah.
Like we know what we're
Yeah, I guess
dealing
I guess
with.
what that just is that like you can't defend yourself against a ghost. You can't
Yeah,
call the police. You've got nothing you can do. So I guess it's just that.
yeah. Um, JH says Sandra did dump Bill at the end of the book.
Yeah, which
I
I
forgot.
think means that yeah. So I think that at the end of the book then she finds out about oh wait, maybe not at the end. But yes, then she does leave Bill at the end. And
Did
I don't know if
she?
I don't know if it's because she found out at the end about all of the things because Jean says that she was undecided about whether or not to tell Sandra about about what Bill was doing.
Oh, so maybe she just left because of the trauma with Maddie?
Maybe. Or maybe she knew the whole time and then at the end she was like, oh, I've had enough now. It's
Yeah,
too
clearly
much.
this isn't helping anybody.
So then did Bill and Sandra ever find out? Well, I guess Bill and Sandra did find out that Rowan Rachel was Bill's daughter
Yeah. Yeah, that came out because I think that's
because
a
the
big part of
police
why
found
she
out.
seems so guilty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because for a long time they couldn't figure out why she even like wanted the post. And then I think they found out, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because otherwise, why would you go to? Oh, right. Yeah, because the
Mhm.
police would have found out that her name isn't really
Right.
Rowan very
Rowan.
quickly.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness. Do
she
you hear
dug
my
herself a hole
kitten?
there. No, I can't.
She is
Are they purring?
screaming. No, she's
Oh,
in the hall screaming. She wants attention.
let us see. Oh, I can hear now. Can we see her? What's her
The door's
name?
open, Freya.
Oh,
Freya,
Freya.
Freya, come here, baby. Freya, Freya. She stopped meowing. I see if she
She just
comes
wants
up.
to shout, but she doesn't like. She's like, "Can
So
you come to me?"
I think she's in heat because
Oh.
she's about 4 or 5 months. So I think she's having her first heat kind of early, and she doesn't get fixed till she's 6 months. So
Oh.
that's what's happening, I believe. But she's very, very cute. Freya. It was funny. I was sitting here earlier, waiting for you to join the call, and she climbed up my back onto my shoulder. And I was like, oh, I hope she does that during the
Oh.
live, but she just hasn't been
Yeah.
here.
The cat that I was looking after in Jordan was like used to like grabbing onto my legs and like climbing up my body when I was like cooking. But she would also like try to do that when I was wearing shorts, but she also know not to put her claws on me. So she would just like jump with her flat hands and then like slide down
What
like
an
a fireman's pole.
angel. That is so sweet. See, Freya does the same thing, but she doesn't know not to use her claws. So just into your
No.
bare legs she goes.
Yeah. Oh,
Freya.
little kitty cats.
Yeah, I don't
Hi
know.
everyone. Jake says hi.
Hi, Jake. What would you rate the book I'm
Yeah,
gonna
let's
put a
do a
poll.
little ranking.
Or I guess I'm not even gonna put a poll. There's so few of us. If you've
Yeah, we
read the
can just
book, what would you rate the book?
out of 5, shall
Out of
we say?
five. Out of five. We'll do Goodreads ranking.
Are we doing halves? There's no halves on Goodreads, is there?
Oh,
So
I want to
no
do
halves.
halves though. I want to do okay. We don't have to, but that's so hard.
All right, yeah, fine. We can do halves.
I know what I'm rating it
Same.
because I've had time to allow it to settle. So I think it's settled. Yes, me too, Eliza. Look at you. Mhm.
Yeah. 4 is too much, but 3 is not enough.
No, and I feel bad because I feel like if I were to truly like, if I had to rate it on Goodreads, I think I'd go down to a 3.
Same. Because the 4 category is hard to slip into. Well, I guess I need to go back and see what I've rated some other books and maybe
Yeah, I
revise
feel like
those.
I feel like I'm a little harsh because I feel like a 3 for me is like on Goodreads, it's not a good rating, but for me, it's like it was okay. It was pretty
Yeah,
good. For me, a 4 is like, oh, I liked that, and a 5 is like,
yeah.
I loved it.
3 for me is like I enjoyed reading it, but it's not that memorable.
Yes,
And I'm not gonna
100%.
like rave about it to a friend.
I
Like,
agree.
but yeah, but I enjoyed it. But the interesting thing is I don't think like I've given one book a 1, which is that book that we read.
Oh my God,
And
with the anxious people.
yeah, Anxious People, that's it. And I've never given any book a 2, I don't think.
Yeah, I've given books a 2. It's usually for me, a 2 is usually in a series. So it's
Oh,
something I like need to read because I've read the others, and then that book just ended
yeah.
up being terrible. So
I think
that's
I don't
almost,
know really what a 2 would be. I don't know what a 2 would look like for me.
yeah. You need to figure that out because it's strange.
Yeah,
You need your threshold. You
it
need to figure
is.
out what a
I
2
know.
is.
Because like otherwise my range is just from 3 to 5 or like 1. And I would give it a 0 if I could.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's either like a 0 or it's okay. It was all right. But I do have
Yeah.
2s because of series almost exclusively.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
We're seeing some 4s in the chat. I can
Yeah, I
respect a
see
4.
that. I do. Yeah, I do. And actually, I guess I'll have to see it in a month and see if it is memorable or not.
Hmm. I
Because I
think
do
that
think that
was,
it, yeah,
oh, go ahead. Because that's my
that
biggest
it was,
problem with it.
yeah. Sorry. Sorry. No, no me, no you. Yeah, we're left in the dark about Rachel Zoe and what happened to the conclusion of the trial. I think that Rachel took the fall
I
for
think she
Ellie.
did.
I think
Yeah,
that's what
no,
happened.
I
But
think
we're
you're
left in
right.
the dark about a lot of things,
Yeah.
which is one of my problems with it now that I'm thinking about it. Because we don't know what happened, like, to anyone really.
No.
And Jack has a family, like, did they say Jack had a family, like a wife and kids in Edinburgh or something?
I know
But
he
then, like,
definitely
why
at
does
least
he
had a
never
wife,
mention them or like
right?
never see them? I mean, I guess it's so that he can
Do this job and
have
maybe
sex
he
with
like
this, with
right with
Rowan,
the
but
nannies, all the nannies.
which is also like leading towards the like that him and Bill like have a thing together with the nannies.
Right? I just felt like they were both like not I
Yeah,
didn't
colluding.
colluding in a way.
Colluding?
And I thought he was like taking advantage of these women. I didn't think it was full on
Yeah.
like we won't go into it, but I thought he was
Yeah.
definitely like taking advantage of them.
Yeah. Taking Bill's scraps.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Um, JH has a great question. Do you like this more than Turn of the Screw? Yeah, I think in terms of readability and enjoyment, I liked it more. Do I think it's more important? No, because I think Turn of the Screw is like, isn't it Turn of the Screw like one of the first haunted house type books? Maybe
Yeah.
not
So
the
I
first,
think,
but it's pretty shaping, genre
yeah,
shaping.
I think that I preferred this over Turn of the Screw. I think that the Turn of the Screw is genre shaping and is like important for that reason. But I don't think it was good.
No, I didn't like reading it at all.
I didn't like
And
reading it at all. I thought that it was like classist, and also I just didn't think it was very good, actually. And I don't think it was
no,
even that I found it hard to read. I did find it hard to read, but I don't think that that was like the main reason why I didn't like it.
I think part of it
I
is
don't
just
think
like
I
it didn't
finished
hold
it.
up. It doesn't hold up to
Yeah.
today. It's not scary in terms of
No,
what we have
yeah.
today. I thought um
Yeah.
like the concept is good because we've seen that a
Yeah.
million times, right? Creepy haunted house with creepy kids.
I
Um,
thought The Haunting of Hill House was really good. I really enjoyed that.
I liked that a lot too. And it's interesting because the show, you didn't watch the show, did you?
I did, yeah.
Oh, you did? Because the show has all these kids, but the book, Haunting of Hill House, has
It's
no
completely
kids.
different.
No kids.
No, no. Yeah, which like, and I feel like kids are creepy, you know, like haunted house stories have kids because the kids add a creepiness.
Hmm.
So having a haunted house with just adults, yeah, I really liked Haunting of Hill House. It was actually one of my favorite books
I liked
that
it
we've
too.
read.
I really like the author of that. Who was it?
Yeah,
Right?
Shirley
Shirley Jackson. Shirley
Shirley
Jackson.
Jackson.
Yeah, because I really did we read
We have always lived in the castle.
yeah, because we did those two together, I
We read
think.
that one and The Turn of the Screw, I think.
We read those together. Yeah, because they were both short. I really like
Yeah,
Shirley Jackson.
yeah,
I especially I liked We Have Always Lived in the Castle better than The Haunting of Hill House, but her writing's just really
interesting.
good, I think.
Yeah, I preferred Hill House.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah, they were both good. And I feel like she writes
they were
women
both good.
characters really well. And she's very
Yeah,
unintentionally feminist and
yeah,
very unintentionally gay. Like
yeah, right.
she
Yeah, it's so unintentional that she was offended that people mention it.
she was very offended and upset that people think that her stories are about
Yeah,
lesbians, but they're very gay.
we're like, have you read your books, Shirley? Like,
Right.
they are lesbians. Oh dear.
Especially Hill House with the main character who's like instantly just enamored
Yeah,
with her female um
yeah,
compatriot. And,
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was like, there's no way.
yeah,
Oh, Kent said there's times when I'd give it a 2 out of 5 because of major plot holes.
I
Fair
agree.
enough.
I agree. And like the even the things that aren't plot holes, but just all the red herrings, it's just like I just want
Yeah,
explanations for everything, and I want to know what
yeah,
happened to the little girl who was poisoned. What also I want a poison
yeah.
garden. I want a
Oh,
poison
yeah.
garden very
Oh,
badly.
same. Yeah. And I'll be right next to my tea garden, and then like it will just be left up.
Crossover.
People will
Just
be left to their devices. Like,
you have to be
yeah,
very careful.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. There was lots of like misleading things, and maybe that was like that it was overdone. Like the red
Yeah,
herrings were overdone at times, I
I
think.
thought so too. Because it just it comes to a point where it's like, this is unrealistic. Like the
Yeah,
whole thing's unrealistic, obviously. We'll suspend disbelief to a
yeah,
certain point, but it's like, okay, you're misleading me on purpose, and I don't like that.
yeah. No.
Ruth Ware. So it's funny, we were reading this, and I realized I have read another book by Ruth Ware, and I
Oh,
actually was like, I
really?
will never read another book by her because I hated it
Oh
so
no,
much.
really? Oh, interesting. But you didn't hate this.
No, I didn't. I read
Oh, why was it so
I actually
why
don't
did you
remember
hate
why
it?
I hated it so much. It was
Did
in
you
a
do it on
dark,
Goodreads?
dark wood. Um, I think I probably did. So it's called In a Dark, Dark Wood, which should be a cozy, fun-filled weekend trip in the English countryside takes a sinister turn.
Mm.
Um, Sometimes the only thing to fear is yourself. When reclusive writer Leonora is invited to the English countryside for a weekend away, she reluctantly agrees to make the trip. But as the first night follows, revelations unfold among friends, and a new and unnerving memory shatters Leonora's reserve. And a haunting realization creeps in: the party is not alone in the woods. It sounds really good. I have no memory
It
of
does
why I
sound good. I
hated
want to
it.
read it.
But Goodreads doesn't love it either. It has a 3.73.
Oh,
It has a lot of
maybe it's
four
just not
stars,
very
though.
good. Have a look at some of the reviews, see if it jogs your memory.
People say hugely predictable, very slow pace, big plot holes. That sounds like something easy to guess the bad guy very early on. Yeah, I feel
Maybe
like
just a bit predictable.
I'm wondering if I'm getting it confused because for some reason I felt like it was a bachelorette party.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe it is
You
because they
read
say it's a
too many
party.
books.
I just have a bad memory. It's not that I read too much. It's just a bad memory. But I know I didn't like it. And JH doesn't want to come to your tea room if you open one because your tea garden's too close to your poison garden.
Rude. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be just like the tea in the We've Always Lived in the Castle.
Right.
Where the tea is fine, but the sugar is bad.
Yes,
or whatever it was. I forgot.
The sugar. No, you're right. The sugar on the berries.
Yeah, the
sugar on the berries. But Candace, I think it was never took her berries with sugar.
Yes.
Or she didn't like berries at all or something.
And the guests are always like stressed when they like come around to have tea and they're like, would you like sugar?
I think it sounds fun. I think it sounds like an adventure.
Yeah, exactly. I'll invite you to go pick your own tea. And then you can just
which section is you figure it out.
What does your heart tell you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kent says there weren't any ghosts. There was just left behind pain of a lot of people. Where's Child Protective Services and all this?
Right.
So true. So true.
They need to watch out for their kids. Like,
no, literally. And the mum, who was like such a helicopter parent in the house, like got cameras in everyone's rooms, but just like lets them roam the grounds when she knows they've got a poison garden on their grounds. And like they've got this little pond.
And none of it is secured. Like there's they can get into the poison garden like that. I guess she didn't think they could get into the poison garden because they can put their little hands through and unlock it, and they didn't expect that.
But also I'm imagining that they've just got like land. Like there was also like peach bogs and like the Munros and stuff. So they could just wander off into the wilderness.
I know. I just assumed it was this huge sprawling forest.
I don't think that they've got like a secured fence that looks like secures the area or anything.
Yeah, and I'm also bad about like childhood developmental stages, but it feels like especially a 5-year-old, like you wouldn't want a 5-year-old running around like just with access to everything.
Yeah, I'm sure not. I don't think so.
No.
And looking after 3 kids. And like she says, what if all 3 kids are in different places?
I was wondering the whole time, I was like, how is she supposed to take care of these kids when they're off like all over the world? But she did have the easiest baby known to man because Petra seemed to take no.
No,
just was
Petra
easy to take care of.
Was just there like on her hip or was like upstairs asleep, but she has the baby monitor on her, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Also, like, I don't know how old Petra was meant to be because
she was very talkative at certain points.
She was talking and she could definitely stand up. But then, if she could stand, like, because she stood up in her thing, so I guess she was crawling. But then that would be like such a
I know, because it's not like a
hassle to look after a crawling toddler. Like, why is Petra not getting up to more mischief? Well, anyway, I guess Ruth was like, she's got enough on her plate.
Right. Petra was 18 months. Thank you, JH.
See, 18 months. Okay, thank you.
This is JH. Perfect. We need constant like fact checking and like I need this in my everyday life. I just need beside me somebody to tell me things that I forget.
Who do you think wins worst parent award?
Bill.
Well, definitely Bill. Like, yeah.
I mean, Bill doesn't even want anything. At least Sandra.
Bill is not a parent.
Bill's not a no.
No. Yeah, no.
Like, what? You trying to sleep with your kid's nanny on the first night, too? He came on to Rowan. That was crazy. It
And
was
she's young enough
crazy.
to be his daughter. Hint, hint.
I don't understand why none of the women went to Sandra, because I genuinely, like, if I were leaving for that reason, I would have told her why. Would have been
Oh,
like, yeah, your
especially
husband tried to sleep with me.
especially if it's on like the first night, you know?
Right?
Like if you've worked with someone for like it would be more awkward. It might be more awkward to tell someone if you've known them for longer. But I think
Right.
especially if you're leaving on the first night, you don't know them at all, then I think that you would stay.
Yeah. Like,
Because
why
also they're
didn't,
going to ask, why didn't you take the job? And then I'd say, well, sorry to be the one to tell you this, but it's because your husband's a creep.
right? Like, you would think at least one of these, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Is it Freya?
It's a baby. She's
It's
getting big,
a
though.
baby.
Look at her.
Oh, hello, Freya.
She's a good girl.
Oh, hello.
She gives kisses. Say hi.
Oh,
Say
bless
hi.
her.
Really
Hi,
cute.
you're famous.
Look at her collar. It has skulls and hearts on it. She's
Oh,
so cute. And
it's
she's
so
a little
cute.
violent baby.
Oh, are you?
Do you have important kitty
Will she
stuff to
watch?
do?
Will she watch the screen if I pretend to be a fish?
Yes. Look at Eliza. Look at Eliza.
Here's some
Ooh,
other cats.
she's very interested.
Oh,
She's pretty.
oh,
You see her? You want to touch
she's
Eliza?
reaching for it.
She likes it.
She likes it. Do you ever
Yeah,
put
very
little
cool.
fish videos on for her?
Mhm. I put it on my
Yeah,
iPad and she played a little bit with
yeah.
it. She's my little
Such an
desk
iPad
kitten.
kid. Oh,
Because I work from home every day, so she like sits on my desk and like tries to play with the screen, and I have to keep moving her. Now she's trying to unplug all my stuff so she can
oh
see.
no, naughty Freya.
She's a doll.
Oh, bless her. I really want a cat.
Oh, you need to get one. Cats
I
are
know
so
I'm not
cute.
allowed them in my stupid flat. But yeah,
That's lame.
in the future, it is lame.
Yeah. In the
Yeah,
future.
in the future,
What
for
will you name
sure.
your cat? Do you have a name picked
I
out?
don't know. I guess I'll have to see like the vibe of the cat, you
You
know?
really do. You need
See
to see
what,
the personality.
yeah,
Because first I
see what
named
they're
her
giving me.
Sassy. I
Mm,
named her Sassy first because she is very sassy, but Freya fits her better. It's more
yeah.
ethereal.
Yes, I think that Freya is very ethereal.
And it's also a warrior name. She's a warrior. She's a
Yeah.
good girl. She's playing in boxes
Um,
now.
the cat that I had in Jordan, like somehow got named like because she was like a stray who would live around our university, and we
Mhm.
would call her Duty because she smelled really bad
Yeah.
and she always had diarrhea.
Oh my
Um,
God.
yeah, and then we would call her Mahmoud Darwish, which is a Palestinian author, kind of like for long because like Mahmoud, you could shorten Mahmoud to Duty. So we called her
Oh,
Mahmoud Darwish, and then we found out later that it was a girl.
oh, she needs a doctor.
Yeah, yeah, she was Duty was her name.
What a precious baby. I always want to take all the stray cats. Like when we were in Mexico and Jamaica,
Yeah,
they had feral cats on the resorts,
yeah,
and they're fine. Like they hunt and stuff, and I'm
yeah,
sure people give them stuff all the time. And like people who are more experienced than I was knew to bring cat treats to the resort if you want to hang
oh,
out with cats. So
yeah,
next time I'm gonna do that. But
yeah,
they were
exactly.
so cute, and I just want to take them home with me.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
So Kat says, what was the
we have the
infidelity
chat.
of Sandra? Did she commit some sort of infidelity? I didn't know that she did anything.
Yeah, I don't know if she did either. Oh yeah, exactly. If Rachel could use something like 23andMe, how many half siblings would she discover?
Right. Oh my
Right?
God.
Yeah, how did he get away? How did he get away with it for so long?
I just, I feel like Sandra had to be willfully ignorant for him to get away
I
with
think
it for
that
so long.
I do think that Sandra knew.
Yeah, she
I'm
just kind
sure
of ignored
she, or
it.
like suspected something. I think she put her head in the sand, but I'm
Yeah,
sure she, on some level, like knew or suspected, but
I
just
think
didn't
so
want to
too.
deal with it.
But poor Rhiannon, though, like she was a brat, but imagine having to
Of course, she would be
try
a
to keep your
brat if you
parents'
like,
relationship together.
yeah, if you knew that your dad was cheating, and also like the little girls keeping their affair secret. I don't know
Right?
how much
That's
they
sad.
understood, but like, of course, it's
Hmm.
gonna mess them up. And then also to like just have to for their parents to be away for so much of the time, and like for Holly, who was there for like 3 years, and then to go, oh, the poor kids. Like,
I
yeah,
know.
where is child protective services in all this?
I mean, they would have a few things to say about the poison garden, I think.
Yeah,
Like that would be a
I think so.
problem.
Yeah,
It is just so funny that they have this really aggressive surveillance system throughout the whole house, but then the grounds aren't like, wouldn't you think they would have cameras on their grounds too? I feel like they
yeah,
would,
yeah. For like security, because if
right?
they've got such a big, rich house, I know they're in the middle of nowhere. The If anything, that makes it like easier to rob because you don't have neighbors, do you?
Yeah. And then you have the kids
And
running around all the time. You want to keep an eye
yeah,
on them. Like,
and also for like such a perfectionist family, with their like art and with the design of their house, for them
yeah.
not to do up the garden at all, for them not to do anything in the
Yeah.
grounds.
It's strange, isn't it? Like they just
Yeah, and
didn't get to that or something. It was
yeah,
weird.
and she made some like throwaway comments about like, oh, I guess they ran out of money to do this. And I was like, oh, we're gonna like obviously that can't be it. So then we're
No,
gonna
that's
find
clearly
out
not
like
it.
there's gonna be like something creepy happened in the garden, so Sandra's scared to touch it or like whatever. But no, just
I think
there
the
were a
it
lot of things left
was
unresolved.
I think the garden was they said it was historical, so they
Yeah.
couldn't do anything to it.
Yeah, but they could secure it better.
Exactly. And JH says they could have at least put a camera on the secret garden. Yes, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
surveillance camera just on the gate or something when they have cameras
Yeah,
everywhere
exactly.
else.
And you'd have a camera outside your house, like in the driveway.
Right. It's also
But
funny to me that they had random doors that just had keys above them instead of putting it on like how hard is it to put
yeah,
another sensor on that door versus just putting the key on top of the door? It
yeah. Have a little like key hook.
right.
They should be a family with
Something.
key hooks.
You would think they would at least have something like as opposed to just when the rest of their
Yeah.
house is so high tech. I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh,
there were definitely some plot holes.
Selena says, if I'm not mistaken, Bill also went after a friend of Rhiannon's. I would think she would have shared some concern with her mom about her dad's actions. I don't remember that, but
Ooh.
that's really bad because Rhiannon was
Yeah.
14. Like, that's gross.
Yeah. I mean, Bill and but Bill definitely likes the young women because
He
wasn't
does.
that like also one of the things that what someone said that like, oh, that like she will be okay because she's not as young as the other girls. Those other girls were really young,
Oh,
but
maybe.
that Rowan will be fine because she's not so young.
Mm,
So it's like
yeah.
a
She's kind of has the,
once they
well,
hit 19 kind of thing, he's not
though
interested.
I think that was meant a different way because he was interested immediately. I think it's that Bill will
Yeah,
go
that
after
is true.
anything, but older women are more like maybe have a better, easier time saying no. They're
Yeah,
more,
maybe just more experience, like
yeah,
just a bit hardened.
yeah, she would be able to handle it better, I guess, I think was
Yeah,
the implication, more so than that Bill wouldn't be interested in her.
yeah.
Are we just
Yeah.
gonna ignore how Eliza has an aura around her?
Have a what?
The
Oh,
comments said, are we just
my
gonna
little
ignore her?
halo.
Yes, she's an angel.
What can I say? It just follows me around. Like
Mhm. That's look at her. She's stunning. Look at her.
I've got a little lamp in case you actually wanted to know.
I didn't. I wanted to
Well,
suspend disbelief.
I'm sorry to break the illusion. It's a
That's okay.
sunset lamp.
I'm just gonna constantly picture you with like an aura of an angel.
Yeah. Yeah. When you meet me in real life, you'll be like, oh, I thought that was a lamp.
Did you
That
like
just
the
follows you around.
slacklining TikTok I sent you? It was crazy.
I did.
That girl, she was
Yeah.
so talented. She was like doing
Oh
flips
my
on it over the
goodness.
water. Holy
And
cow.
it's so high up. Yeah.
Is
No,
that
I'm not
you?
quite at yes. That is exactly me.
It's funny because I almost texted you this you question mark. I should have done that next time.
Uh, yeah, well, I don't know. There's a little bit more practice.
I
I
can't
did
even imagine.
go
I don't know how you would even walk across that.
it's really hard, but it's I mean obviously it's really hard.
Yeah.
But once you like kind of get a feeling for it, it's like riding a bike where it like suddenly clicks and you're like, oh, like this is how you balance.
Ah,
Yeah.
just
But yeah, it's good
suddenly.
fun. Suddenly you're like, oh, I meant to walk like this. I actually went rock climbing yesterday
Oh, did
for
you?
the
How do your
first
arms
time in
feel?
like a year. So sore. I like could barely get dressed this morning because I was like putting my arms through my sleeves. I was like, oh,
That's so
and I
funny.
had to like put my backpack on and I like put one arm on and then I had to like put the other arm behind and I was like, I actually can't do it. I had to like get a tote bag instead
There's
because my
that
back and
happened
my
to
arms are so
me.
sore.
Yes, that happened to me a couple weeks ago. I went to a body pump barbell class. I couldn't
Oh,
even put my shirt on. I had to
yeah.
like get it
Yeah.
on and then like put my arm through a weird way. It was
No,
so hard.
didn't realize like how useless, how weak my upper body is.
What
Oh,
kind
it's
of
been
climbing do you do? Is it like free climbing? I don't know anything about climbing.
well, I went like bouldering.
Okay.
So like without like a harness or anything, and
Yeah.
it's just like over mats and stuff. But I've done like, but I don't go that regularly. I go like it was my friend was visiting me and she likes to climb, so we went with
Mm.
her. And it was really fun. But yeah, it was really good. But she's
That's
also
fun.
like she's really good. And
Oh
also it's
God.
really funny because she's very short and very small. And so then we would like see, but she's really good. And we would see like these like big, like tall, lanky, and like really muscly guys like trying to do a thing and like falling and they can't do it. And then she'd be like, oh, do you mind if I just have a little try? And then just like absolutely like smash it and
Oh
like be up
my
and down so
God.
fast. I was like, yeah,
I love
that's
it.
my
That's
friend.
great. That's great. She's
Yeah.
a hero.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so
Yeah, she's
cool.
really strong.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
glad you guys got to go. That sounds like so much fun. I used to love it. I used to go to the rock gym when I was a kid, but I haven't climbed in like 20 years. It's been over 20 years. That's how old I am, I guess.
Ah.
Oh,
Wait, you mean you're more than 20 years
I know,
old?
right? I was like in the womb.
Yeah, it doesn't count if you're in the womb
Oh.
beta. That's so fun.
It was nice. One of my coworkers this week was like, "You're like 26, right?" I'm like,
Yeah,
"Me?"
exactly.
I was like,
But
"I wish."
you do seem, I would guess that you were 26. You seem young.
Thank you. Thank you. I am almost, God, am I going to be 34 this year? I think I'm going to be 34 this year. Yeah.
Wow.
April, I'll be 34.
Nice. I think that sounds like a good age, you know?
It is. It's a stable age. It's nice
Oh, is your
because
birthday in April? My
it
birthday's in
is.
April.
Is it?
Are you an Aries? I'm
I
an
am an
Aries.
Aries.
We're both
Which is
Aries.
funny because I don't think either of us are like typical Aries
No,
at all.
exactly. So now it
Mm-mm.
all makes sense.
Yeah.
We're just both like a different genre of
We're different
Aries.
Aries. Yeah.
Yeah. Ah,
I can
It
get
was meant to
like,
be.
I can get mean though. I can get mean. I don't
Yeah.
potentially, but I just get like overwhelmed and I get really like,
Oh, when I'm like, when I'm like tired or hungry, I can get so mean
yes,
without like meaning to. And I'm like,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm the
I
same
just need
way.
a nap and a snack.
My poor husband, like, exactly. Have you
Uh,
eaten? Why don't you have a snack?
yeah. What well let's have a little joint birthday live stream.
Yes, that'd
That
be
would be
so
cute.
fun. Are you early April or late April? Well, you're not late
I'm
April because you're in Aries.
mid-April.
You're mid-April. Okay. I'm early April.
Okay, cool. We'll do something
We'll do,
early.
yeah.
Well,
That'd be
mid
so
to early.
fun. Yeah. We'll do it like between our birthdays or whenever we
Yeah,
have
exactly.
time
Well,
because
like
our
yeah, exactly.
we'll probably end up doing it in June or something.
Yeah. We'll postpone it until you're gonna be so proud of me.
What'd you do?
I conquered a fear. I went to the post office.
Did you really?
I did, and I sent you something.
I ate all your snacks, Eliza. I ate them
I had to
all.
buy new snacks because I also ate your snacks, and then I bought new snacks, and
Okay,
I
I'm
went to
gonna
the
do it
post
too
office.
then. I'm gonna do it too. Will
Yeah,
you
okay.
send me is your address the same as when you sent it to me? Because I don't think it probably is.
Maybe I'll have a look. I'll send it to you again.
Okay, send it to
Actually,
me
I
on
don't think it
Google.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or you can either WhatsApp me or Gmail me or whatever.
yeah. I'll let you know.
Nice. Okay, good. I'll get you more snacks because I literally like ate all of them in the last 2 weeks because they were going bad.
Oh, yeah, no, that's what happened to me as well, because I bought them, but then I never sent them, and then it would, like, be in the evening, I was like, "Oh, if only I had some snacks."
Yes,
Mm.
that was me. I was like,
Ada won't mind.
I let them sit there for a long, long time too.
Yeah.
And then I just never made it to the post office. And I was like,
Yeah, exactly. No, I have to do it all in one day, and then it actually got done.
that's very smart. That's very,
Yeah.
actually, I have some days off this coming week. I'm
There
going to
you
do
go.
that. I'm going to get it done.
I also I'm not gonna show you it. I like just the I was very satisfied with how well packed the box was. Like just like everything like fit well. No, like not like I didn't like it's
Oh,
not
no,
nicely
I
wrapped,
get you.
but
I get
just
you. But
like
it just
it
slid
was
in
like
very,
Tetris and it slot in perfectly.
I
That was
love
really
that. That is so
but I won't send
satisfying.
you I took a picture because I was so happy with it, but I won't send it to you because that would ruin the surprise.
I'll see it in person. I'll get to see
Yeah.
the,
Well, it'll definitely be all like messy by the time it arrives. But
hey, maybe it won't. Maybe it'll stay exactly where it was because it's so well packed.
maybe honestly, it could do.
Hmm.
It could
Oh,
do.
I'm
We'll see.
excited. I'm excited to get you more
I'm
stuff
excited too.
because it was funny because I tried some of the snacks I got you because I I went to Trader Joe's because that's like my favorite place for
Ooh.
snacks. And I got the ones I like, but then I got a few additional ones they're all vegan, but I got a few additional
Oh,
ones that I hadn't tried that were vegan. And then I ended up trying them and they were awful. So I'm actually really glad I didn't send those to you because I'm like, I don't want her to
that's a
think I
good
eat
thing.
this. It's
There
disgusting.
you go. Then it was for the best. It's a good thing you ate my snacks.
One of them was like this dark chocolate sunflower seed cups. And I know you can eat nuts, but
Yeah.
they did these are like vegan because they throw it all in together. It's like people with food allergies and vegans get lumped in
Yeah.
together. And they were
Yeah.
so bad. They were so chalky and the inside just didn't taste good. I was
Oh,
like, no, I'm not
like
giving her
no.
these
Just give
anyway.
me peanut butter.
Right?
Like,
Just like,
yeah. I hate that as well, where like the vegan option, it's like it's a salad. It's only this many calories, and I'm like, no,
right.
bro, give me. I need the calories. That's not
Yeah.
why I'm doing this.
It's like vegan, but it's also gluten free and
Yeah.
like no
I'm like,
nuts.
oh,
And like, I don't, this
give
isn't
me
for
gluten at
me.
least.
That's exactly how it always happens to be, though. It's like
Yeah, I know it does. I guess it makes like, yeah, for restaurants to just have one option that they can give all of the fussy
the
eaters.
difficult people.
But yeah, literally.
No, I'll find you better vegan snacks than I found. But some of the stuff I got was real good. So I'm gonna need
Ooh,
to
all right,
go
great.
back.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
It will be shipped out by the end of the week. Promise.
Exciting. Okay, exciting.
Um, All right, so we're nearing.
Yeah, sorry, we've been
No,
chatting
no.
away.
I don't mind. I hope you guys don't mind when we get off a little bit off track on the book
Yeah,
stuff and we just
sus.
have a conversation. Oh, my stomach.
We
Did you hear
forgot you
that?
guys were here. Yeah, I did. Is it
Gosh,
lunchtime? What time is it for you? Is it mid-afternoon snack time?
it's breakfast time. Because I do.
Kinda. It's well into the afternoon.
I
It's
got up
the
at
evening.
I got up at 1, which is 6 p.m. your
Okay,
time.
then it's not too bad.
I'm not a morning person. It sucks because
No.
like my job, I have to get up kind of early. Well, kind of early because I work from home and then I can also start a little bit later. So that's nice. But on my days off, I will sleep all day.
That's fine. I thought you'd been up since like 9 and you hadn't eaten anything yet. That would be a problem.
No.
Getting up at 1 is, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same. I get up at 7:30 every day, Monday to Friday, and then because I have
Oh
to,
my
because I've
God.
got class at 9, and then as
Yeah.
soon as the weekend hits, I will sleep like 13 hours easily.
Yep. That's how I was like as a student or
Yeah.
as like a younger person when I had a job that I had to go to. But now it's like it's kind of nice because I can roll out of bed at like 8:40 and I start work
Oh,
at
nice.
8:45 and
Nice.
it's good times.
Yes.
But I get catching up on the weekends.
Yeah. I need to. It's maybe like my favorite thing is a
Right?
lion.
Just my favorite thing is the end of the day when all of my animals have had all of their like hair done, like they've all eaten and they've had their because Koopy has pills every night because he has allergies
Oh, bless him.
and anxiety. So he takes an allergy pill and an anxiety pill.
What a high maintenance little
Like
guy.
mommy, like mommy likes fun. We do our pills together. And he's very excited about it because he gets them in a
Oh,
pill pocket. So he's taken them since he was
oh,
a
he's
baby and he
little.
loves it.
Mhm.
But anyway, that's like my favorite time of the day when I can just like relax and I'll like scroll through TikTok for way longer than I should.
Yeah.
Very
And
nice.
then like waking up in the morning on the weekend and being like, oh, like it's 9 o'clock. I can go back to sleep. And then sleeping.
Mhm.
Love it.
You just don't have to do anything, no obligations, don't have to get out of bed real quick. It's nice.
No, yeah. It's definitely my fave.
I'm like playing with this little box of pen tips that go on my like
Oh.
iPad pen.
Oh.
My yeah, Apple Pencil or whatever it is. But I've been playing with it this whole time. I need to bring a fidget toy next time or something.
Yes, you do.
I
Oh,
think
I
that
got
might
one
be
of those little
nice.
like spinny rings. I'm not wearing it right now. One of
Do
those
you
little like
like it?
anxiety rings.
I
I
thought about
love
getting
it.
one. Yeah, because like
I
that would
love
be
it.
such an enjoyable movement for me to just
Yeah.
be
Honestly,
all
it's
day.
so good. It's because I always like pick the skin around my nails, and I've
Oh,
always like give myself like wounds on my fingers from like absent-mindedly like picking the skin around my nails. So my sister got me this for Christmas, and it's just like a fidget spinner on a ring,
that's so
basically. But it like
cute.
it's like a little
No,
daisy.
I've
It looks
seen them
really
like
cute.
that. I've
Yeah.
wanted to get one. It's funny because I have like so I don't pick, but I used to bite. But ever since I
Yeah.
got braces, my bite doesn't line up right, so I can't bite my nails anymore. Yeah,
Oh,
I can't like get in there right
that's really a
anymore.
blessing in disguise.
It is. It's actually a really good thing for me. But I totally get the like you need something to preoccupy
Yeah,
your hands.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, you should get one. We'll
I'm
get a
gonna get one.
little fidget toy.
I'm gonna get a matching one. I'm gonna find one that's exactly like yours so I can pretend that we got them together as best friend ring.
Yes, please do. I'll send you a link.
Okay. Oh,
Uh,
so funny.
yeah.
All right. So I guess we'll start winding down probably. But
Yes. Sorry, Selena says, good question. Since February is already ending, is the next book still romance theme?
I actually think
I
we could
think.
combine two.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
I was
And
thinking
then
about because we have romance and women's, right? Those are the two next, or is that what
perfect.
were the two next ones?
Let
Was
me
it romance and a
see.
woman author?
That could well be. For those of you who don't know, we're like kind of following for this year, we're following the Oxfam Reading Challenge. Maybe it's just a UK thing, but for like every month it's got a different genre. I'll post it on the community page. But
Yeah,
yes,
I've
so
posted
February
it
is a
too in the post.
romance. Oh, perfect. So yeah, February is a romance and March is a book written by a female author for International Women's Day. So we could definitely combine those two, couldn't we?
Yeah, I think we could combine them.
Perfect.
That way we don't miss a month technically, but we're catching
Yeah,
up.
exactly. Perfect.
So unless anybody has a problem with that, like if anybody really doesn't want to read a romance, if you're
Or a book
opposed to
written by a woman. Any
women
any
can't write.
misogynists in the
Illiterate.
house?
Women can't write books.
Yeah, I mean, that's just
So I think
that's
we
just
just need to
consent.
find out, we need to figure out if we're going to do like a modern romance or if we're going to do something.
Yes. Yeah. So any suggestions?
Mhm.
I mean, we can put up a little post, or if
And
anyone
maybe,
has any suggestions now, it
yeah, if
would be
anybody
nice
has
to get it like.
suggestions, preferably
Let me
not like
see.
something too classic because we've read a lot of, I feel like we've read
Yeah,
some real
actually,
classics.
yeah, we have. Let me have a look at my Goodreads and see if I've got anything like, what's it called? Anyway, you know what I mean.
I'm looking too on your shelf, on
Yeah,
your to read shelf. Yeah, to be read. Something like
TBR.
TBR. So one thing that I was looking at, and I think it would just be like a fun, silly book, is The Love Hypothesis. But I think it's kind of smutty. Yeah. I don't know. We can think about it, and we can think about it and reconvene.
Yeah. Has anyone got any recommendations or requests?
Any romance recommendations? Romance by a female author?
Sorry, I'm still trying to log into my Goodreads.
Oh, take your time.
Here we go. I feel like I love the idea of Goodreads and I do love it, but it's not it's like so not user friendly.
I really, especially now that isn't it like it's owned by Amazon, I feel like. So I think they should definitely do some updates to it.
Yeah.
And it's always glitchy.
Yeah. No. How do I see my to be read? Oh, here we go. Don't worry, guys. I figured it out.
She got it, guys.
I got it, guys. I got it. Okay, and I don't think any of these are romances. What about?
I'm looking at mine too.
What about The Nightingale? It says it's historical fiction / romance. Well, it says historical fiction, historical, romance.
The Nightingale. Who's it by?
It's by Kristen Hannah, sorry.
I must be spelling it wrong.
The Nightingale, like night, as in nighttime.
And
Ingale.
I was. Oh, no, it wasn't. I was spelling it Engale. Tingale. There we go. Oh, that has good reviews.
Yeah, and I can't remember where I heard of it, but it has been on my TBR for a little while.
She falls in love. She's fighting Nazis. It sounds kind of good.
She falls in love. She's fighting Nazis. If that should be like, that should be one of the quotes on the front of the book. Like,
Oh wait, does she fall
it's
in love
kind of
with the
good.
Nazi?
Well,
Okay, she doesn't fall in love with a Nazi.
maybe.
I don't
Oh
think so.
no. Well, I don't know.
I'm down for this, though, if you want to read it.
Does anyone else have any other recommendations? Or we can also keep looking. I feel
We can
like
keep looking and put up a poll and just put this on the
yeah.
poll. We'll put this on the poll.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, we'll add it with one of them. Add it to the poll. I'm not saying my words right.
No, I get what you were saying, though. I understand.
Yeah.
I get it. All right. So if you guys do have any suggestions that you think about, you can comment on this video, or you can message on Instagram. It's good too. If you want to message me or Eliza, it's fine. But yeah,
I'm not very good at reading my DMs. I'm just
Eliza's terrible at reading at reading any type of communication other than WhatsApp.
If you want to communicate with me, you have to like post it publicly and at me in it, so that like Veda, like I'm just ignoring Veda on like all I'm ignoring Veda on like all like forms of social media until she posts in her community thing, or like until she replies to my thing, like at Eliza. Read my email.
Please look at my email. And it's so funny
And
because
it's happened before.
It always feels so aggressive.
As well, where you sent me an email and you sent me an email and I just replied like putting it on YouTube.
I love it. I always think it's so funny, and I always feel so aggressive being like, hey, just sliding into your comments like a weirdo.
Can you check your DMs, please?
I do. I'm like dying. My face is so red.
Sorry, I'm not very good at reading my DMs.
I don't mind it. I find it personally hilarious every time.
I'm good now. I've been better.
No, we're good. We're good now that we have WhatsApp. We're good too.
Now.
Like WhatsApp is
exactly. It's my means of communication. Now I actually get your messages.
Yeah.
So comment on this video, or comment on like the community post, or send Veda a DM.
Yeah, I'll see it. Don't bother messaging Eliza. Just message
Sorry,
me.
guys. You can if you want. It would still be nice if I'll read it in 6 months and I'll be like, oh, that's a nice message.
That was a great idea. It's a great idea.
Like, oh yeah. Oh, if only. Next time.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, just let us know, guys. Romance with a female author. Do you have any final messages for the audience, Eliza? Do you have anything they need to know?
No, just I hope you have a lovely week.
Yes. Thank you guys for joining us. I did get a couple questions in the chat during this, like when I'm gonna post again personally, because I have been very inactive. Everybody's so nice.
We haven't been able to sleep for months, Veda.
Right. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
And if I have a life.
I have no answer for you either about, because I just have not, honestly, I just have not been feeling it. And when I make videos, I really want, I have to be in the mood, and I just have not been. But I miss you guys, and thank you for coming to book club. I'm really glad that I got to see some of you. And maybe I would like to say I'll be back very soon, because I feel like it's coming. I just am not sure when.
Yeah, I feel you. When the inspiration or the motivation isn't there, then it doesn't work.
Do you have any videos recorded ready for upload, Eliza?
No, I actually need to record a video ASAP Rocky. Because I'm aiming to post a video on Wednesday, but I haven't filmed it yet. So
well, I will
stick around on Wednesday. Hopeful. It might be there.
Yes. It might be. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I love that. I'm excited. I'll be awake until then. And hopefully on Wednesday you'll be able to put me to sleep.
Don't worry. I'll try my best.
Okay. All right. Thank you again for joining us, guys.
Thank you,
It's so fun.
everyone.
I'm so bad at ending these things. But we'll see you soon. Romance and female author next time.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Eliza.
friends. Bye, Peter.
Goodbye.